What is an executor? After someone passes away, there are many practical issues to resolve and tasks to be taken care of. The one who's responsible for them is the executor. This video lists those tasks and roughly in what order they should be done. Before listing them, however, there is a critical underlying concept to understand. The executor responsibilities are fiduciary duties. Fiduciary duty means to act in accordance with the obligations of the estate, performing all tasks or functions that arise from your position as executor. In other words, you must be objective and always look out for the best interests of the estate. Let's get into the main duties of an executor. First, you need to obtain and review the latest will and trusts if there are any. This is a good time to ask for the help of a lawyer who can help determine the validity of the will and how to proceed with filing it with the probate court. Make copies of the will and use it to create a contact list for the various beneficiaries. In addition to a lawyer, there is more professional help you will need, like a realtor if you're going to be selling the estate's property, a property manager if there are rentals to deal with, and an estate sale professional to help value and sell assets. One of the biggest responsibilities of an executor is to give the proper notice to organizations and individuals of the death. It's critical to notify creditors so that final billings can be arranged and accounts can be closed. An attorney can be helpful in giving proper notice, especially when creditors or business ventures are involved. Shortly after the funeral, you should file the will with the probate court. If there is no will, you will receive letters of administration. Either way, a probate case will be opened. All the estate's assets should be documented along with their value. Bank accounts and other financial holdings will be self-explanatory, but all personal and real estate property should be accounted for and valued. This is where your hired professionals can really help. Managing an estate after a person's death is very similar to the tasks the person performed during life. This includes paying bills from a bank account you'll set up in the estate's name and maintaining the home or other property. Be sure to cancel unnecessary services like television and internet, dues-paying memberships, magazine subscriptions, etc. As a fiduciary, it's your responsibility to not let any of the estate's money go to waste. Real estate is often the most valuable part of an estate. It's very important to work closely with trusted professionals when selling it. Keep in close communication with the beneficiaries because the sale of a home will affect how quickly or slowly assets, both from the sale as well as the personal property inside, can be distributed. Once the creditors are determined, you will need to pay the debts of the deceased from the estate's funds. The estate usually pays any reasonable funeral expenses first. Other debts include probate and administration fees and taxes, as well as any valid claims filed by creditors. Taxes will include estate taxes and income taxes for the deceased. You will need to make sure the tax forms are filed within the time frame set under the law. Distribute assets to beneficiaries. Once the creditor's claims are cleared, the executor is responsible for making sure the beneficiaries get what they are entitled to under the will and/or law. Note, if one or more of the beneficiaries assigned a portion of their inheritance to a third party for an inheritance advance, according to the agreement, the executor should pay that organization the full assignment amount, as stated in the company's agreement, before paying the beneficiary that took that advance. The final step is to finalize the accounting, which requires approval by the beneficiaries and the court, and file a final report with the court, which will then close the estate. Being an executor is an important task that is not easy, especially if you are dealing with grief. If you are an executor and a beneficiary, know that if getting your inheritance money faster would make things easier, you are also entitled to get an inheritance advance. For more information on the inheritance advance process, click here.